If you've been riding with the channel for a while, you've probably heard me vent more than once about how modern tech has become a copy-paste industry. Same designs, same hardware, same cameras, same bullet points, or, talking points, the same new features that are pretty much the previous year's leftovers, microwaved and glossy marketings that are meant to get your money. And again, I've shared my disappointment with all of this before. But every now and then, Samsung peeks its head out of the repetition loop and says, hey, remember when we used to take risks? And then was born this guy, the all-new, and by the way, here's a word that I have not used in a while, redesigned. The all-new redesigned Galaxy Tab S10 FE Plus. It's big. Actually, it's bigger. It's bold. And it might just be the shakeup that we didn't know we needed. Or is it? Let's go ahead and dive in. The Fan Edition line here, dubbed FE Series, tends to bring about the expectation that while you are likely to get something that is more affordable, you should ready yourself for compromises. Now, while that applies to this tablet as well, Samsung did make some changes that some of you will very much like, while others maybe not so much, because it brings along a few surprises. The price, and it might rub some people the wrong way. But with all of this said, let's go ahead and kick it off properly, starting off with the design. Because with this design and build, we actually get a glimpse of the old Samsung here. The first thing that smacks you right in the eyes, the sheer size of this thing. And I don't mean, oh, that's kind of big territory. No, I'm talking close to the Tab S Ultra model big. And I'm starting to hate that my very large hands don't do it justice. You have to see this in real life. It's bold, unapologetically oversized, and frankly, I kind of like that because tablets are meant to be immersive. And this one is making zero apologies for taking up all the space. It's a solid build. You get that full aluminum unibody build that feels dense and premium. It's sleek, it's sturdy with a flat matte finish metal body that feels pretty neat. It's been easy to handle so far, likely because I have large hands, but still, I think it's a robust build here. And durability here, since we're talking robust, durability, IP68 rated, meaning this big guy here can handle spills, splashes, and even the occasional dust storm, or even go for a swim in a pool. Really good stuff that many of you out there are gonna love about this tablet. But with that, Samsung's been kind of on a bit of a kick lately. The one where they go, hey, here's something shiny and new that you will love, but oops, we are quietly taking something else away. And I'm sure some of you who have been following the channel for a while know what I'm talking about. We saw them remove video out while adding new things to the S9 FE series. Well, then they stripped out the Bluetooth from the S Pen of the S25 Ultra. We talked about that while adding new things to the new phone, and then even do a 1-for-2 trade with the Tab S9 camera. Remember that? We went from 2 cameras on the S8 to 1 on the S9. Well, sadly, the Tab S10 FE Plus here is no exception. Last year's model gave us 2 rear lenses. This year, just 1 lonely camera sitting on the back there. Now, don't get me wrong, you're still gonna be able to do your document scanning, and this is even gonna be good for the occasional photo or video emergency, because believe me, this is actually a pretty good camera. More on that later. Don't get me wrong, it's gonna do all of that, but it's just one of those moments where you're thinking FE maybe here means feature ended. No. Maybe feature extraction. I'm not great at puns. I apologize. But anyways, you know where I'm going with this. They turned 2 cameras into 1 camera, taking away 1 and making it good. Well, you know what I mean. Anyways, physical features here include dual speakers that look different this time around. You can see here that it's more of a slit style, right? As opposed to the grills that we have on the S9 FE. You also have a USB-C, but no video out, of course, still. Micro SD card slot for expandable storage, and the pogo pins here, and of course, one of my favorites, the physical fingerprint scanner is there, embedded in that power button. Super quick and reliable, as always. Now, I want to go ahead and move on to display here, and as I mentioned, it's an even larger display this time around, standing at 13.1 inches. It's essentially one of the biggest displays Samsung makes that doesn't say Ultra on the box. It's a 90Hz LCD, not an OLED, but colors do pop and image quality is sharp, so as you would imagine, no inky reds or blacks, and also no anti-reflective coating like we do find on the flagship models. But then again, that was expected, and what we have here is actually pretty neat because things do pop on here. And with everything that I've said, consuming content on this tablet has been a blast over the past couple of weeks. It's very immersive. It reminds me a lot of the Ultra, right? Because of that size, decent viewing angles as well. But if you move too much, like if you go too off center, it becomes, you know, like watching through I don't know, foggy window, but that's normal because you're pulling too far off the viewing angles. Again, still a good display. Now let's go ahead and move on to performance. This year, Samsung decided to, again, stick with an Exynos chipset. This bad boy here is loaded with the Exynos 1580. That's what you find under that hood. It's a mid-tier processor, which pushes more than enough horsepower to make the commute, but maybe don't take it to the racetrack. Essentially, it's a mid-range tablet with mid-range performance. Everyday tasks, you know, browsing the internet, streaming, note-taking, very smooth in general. Even multitasking is super smooth at both light and medium levels. You really will enjoy that. But once you start pushing too much and going to super heavy level of multitasking, animations tend to jitter a little. You will encounter the occasional lag when moving things around. So opening major tasks might take a little bit to open, but I can tell you that it is faster to do so on here than it is on the predecessor. This particular tablet is also built for, Galaxy AI, and there are some of those, AI tricks that made the cut. Circle to search, object eraser in the gallery, and, things like that. But most of the flashy features got left at the flagship devices party. Things like Note Assist, sketch to image, things like that. They left those on the flagship. They left those for the flagship devices. And here you have kind of a slightly watered down version. Now, as far as battery goes, something interesting happened here. The tablet itself got bigger, as I mentioned. And right here, I have the S9 FE Plus. It's a smaller tablet. So this one got bigger, but the battery remained the same. So on the S9 FE Plus, you still have that 10,090 milliamp, which is also the same that you find on the regular S9 Plus and the regular S10 Plus, 10,090 milliamp. Well, that's the same thing you find here. And interestingly enough, I still find it to have excellent battery life. I'm a power user and I end the day with some juice left, and I just need to plug in the tablet and recharge. Also, keep in mind that this device, just like the other one, supports 45-watt charging. So same battery size despite the tablet getting larger, but battery life remains the same as what you have on the S9 FE here. Now, let's go ahead and switch to accessories. Because this is now a larger tablet, you cannot share, the accessories will not be compatible, right? So whatever fits the S9 FE won't fit the S10 FE here. That said, the S Pen is the same. You get access to a ton of features. It's not an active pen, which is, great. You don't need to charge it. It just works right out of the box, right? I don't really need to add much here. I've talked about this a number of times. It's still one of my favorite, well, if not my favorite native stylus on a tablet. So that's as far as accessories go, at least what we will cover in this video. I'm gonna make a separate video with the case and all that good stuff. So be on the lookout for that. With all of this said, where do we stand here, right? We've learned about the highs, the lows, the quirks all that is related to the Tab S10 FE here. With all of that said, the Galaxy Tab S10 Plus FE here is proof that Samsung still knows how to surprise us. Sure, it's not a revolutionary tablet, but at the same time, it is not just another rinse and repeat. This is Samsung saying, hey, we do remember how to do different, right? And if you are an artist looking, let's say an artist on a budget, looking for something budget, a canvas size, screen real estate without bleeding your wallet dry, or let's even say you are a Netflix binger looking for a device that won't overheat or quit halfway through a Squid Game marathon. Well, this might just be your tablet. If you are a student or a casual user or someone who already lives in the Samsung ecosystem and say you don't need all of the extra powerhouse or the crazy specs, this is a great option for you. Big screen, decent performance, great battery life, and plays well in the robust Samsung ecosystem. It would do that without breaking the bank, right? And more importantly, if you're trying to pull the trigger on something like this, I suggest that you do the research to figure out exactly what you need a tablet for. Once you know what your needs are, you'll be able to make a more informed decision on whether to pull the trigger on this guy here, right? Because I know, and I get this a lot, I'm used to it by now. A lot of people are gonna go in the comment section and they'll start listing the tablets that you should be buying. It's a very nuanced conversation. This is not really a just pick one tablet and it will do everything you need, right? If you want something that's an OLED, that offers an OLED display in a specific price range, do the research. It might be a different tablet. It may not need to be a Samsung tablet, right? But if you don't care about the OLED display, but you want a robust ecosystem, you want something that's gonna be, I don't know, supported for 7 years like this, this might be the one for you to go for. What I'm trying to say is take a very comprehensive approach to purchasing a tablet. Figure out what you want. Let me know in the comment section. As a matter of fact, I may be able to help you. Figure out what what you care for. What are the things that you care about? And then we can determine which tablet will optimize and offer you the most about those things specifically. That's how you shop for a tablet. Either way, I'm certainly hoping that this was informative. I know I kind of went on a rant just now here. Let me know what any questions you may have in the comment section, where I will catch you. And of course, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel. Hit both the like and the subscribe button if you haven't done so already. Make sure to share this video if you know anyone who will be interested. I'm going to catch you in the comment section, like I already said. I'm also going to catch you in the next video. Up until that next video, of course, as always, stay safe out there.